Welcome to I Can Motivation. I am your host, Matthew Lawrence Sagowski, and I'm super excited to be here today. I'm going to be reading a poem from my book, Assets of Inspiration. The poem is called The Rising. The inspiration from The Rising is really a personal story of my own. It's one of extreme loss. And, I think that we all go through different forms of loss in life. And how you choose to respond to it really makes all the difference in the world. And those forms of loss can be the ending of a relationship, heartbreak, job loss. You can find yourself, in a divorce, and suddenly your marriage is over, or your career ends and you find yourself having to do something different for the first time. There's just so many different forms of it, but it's all relative. And at the moment when you go through it, it hurts. There's pain, but there's also a renewal that can come. And I like to think of it as actually like a wildfire. You think of a wildfire where it just does so much destructive damage, but what it's really doing is clearing away all the overgrowth. It's clearing away the things that are kind of getting in the way. And what happens after a wildfire is a rising, is that new growth. And I think that if we apply that law of nature into our own lives, it can really help. It can help you when you go through something that's really difficult and hard and a loss in your own life. It can help you get through it and realize that, there's new growth ahead. This is not the end, but can really be a new beginning. So for me personally, I went through a huge loss back in 2010. I lost my house. I was over $1 million in debt. I didn't have a job. I didn't have any money coming in. And I really felt really pretty crappy about myself. And I looked at myself in the mirror one morning and I just said, you know what, Matt, you may have lost all this stuff, but you still have your mind and all the tools you used to create what you had before. You can rebuild it again. And that was the day I made a choice to do so. And I'm better off today than I was before that happened. And so The Rising is really my way of sharing that experience and putting it into a poem to share with you, to encourage you. So here is The Rising. Shattered, broken, a fall from the top of the mountain back down to the bottom. All seems lost at this moment. Removal of everything has occurred by a dismantling. Thoughts of nothingness lend to an overwhelming feeling of loss. Vent everything out and look deep into the mirror. Eyes look back at you, seeing yourself exposed and raw. Reflect, for you have been left with the most important thing, that which holds the power to create and no one can take away. Our minds and how we choose to think is the gift you are born with. Unshackle it from negativity and make the choice to begin again. New fields have been cleared from this wildfire. Lines vector these fields, awaiting the seed of a new crop to grow. On this day, I stare in the mirror and choose me, clearing away all the things that did not serve me well. Kept are only the good, based on experience. You have been given a gift, as hard as it is to see in this moment. One day, you will look back and realize you had to go through all the pain and struggle to reach new heights. Removing toxicity will hurt because we fight it. Greatness comes after, and the tools needed have been crafted from this fire. Rebuild with them and come back stronger than ever. Each day, take a step forward toward what you want. Apply power and never use force. Think about exactly where you want to go. Neutral will shift into drive. Empty tank now filled with purity of purpose. Starting over is not easy, and most will fight it. But I promise, starting over, after losing it all with positivity, unlocks your greatness. I know this to be true because I've done it myself. I believe you can too. Start believing in you. Your friend, Matthew Lawrence Sagowski. I hope you enjoyed that. It's meant to be encouraging and uplifting. It's an empowering piece that I wrote really for you. You know, if you're in a moment where you're going through some sort of loss, I want you to know that your best days are in front of you. Let go of all those things that are hurting, the doubts, the fears, the anger, the frustration. Let it all go and, realize that you have these clear fields that you can plant and start over again, and you can become your best self more than ever before. You really can. So I would love to hear your feedback, your comments. If you like my writing, subscribe to the YouTube channel and let me know what your thoughts are. You can always get any one of my writings by simply just sending me an email, and I'll happily send you a PDF in return. You can also check me out on Instagram. I post most of these writings on there as well. So until next time, this has been Matthew Lawrence Sagowski.